Hi everyone, Mandy here from Anythink Libraries. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really simple 3-ingredient strawberry jam. Before we begin, we have amazing digital resources through anythinklibraries.org. If cooking magazines are your jam, you click on stream and download and then scroll down to Flipster or RB Digital. We have cooking classes through the Great Courses, and of course you can look at digital cookbooks through Hoopla. If you have any questions, just let us know and we'll guide you through it. All right, are you ready to jam? Let's do it. Here are some of the materials you'll need to make your jam. We want to have a saucepan, preferably if you have one that is wider than it is tall. That's what you want to use for even heat distribution. If you don't have a pan like that, that's okay. Just make sure you stir constantly. You want a potato masher to mash our strawberries. You want a jar to put our jam in once it's finished, and a funnel, hopefully one with a wide mouth, and that'll make things easier to put into the jar. Finally, we want something to take the temperature of the jam with. So if you have an instant read thermometer, that's perfect, you'll use that. And if you don't, that's okay too. All you need is a little dish plate, and if that's the way you're gonna go ahead and put that in your freezer right now. So these are our 3 ingredients, and like I said, they're really easy to find in the store right now. You want 2 pounds of strawberries. Even though our recipe only calls for 1.5 pounds, you can set that extra ½ pound aside for some healthy snacking. You want some fine granulated white sugar. This is going to help bond with the natural pectin in the fruit and provide some structure for our jam. And finally, you want bottled lemon juice. And the reason why we want bottled lemon juice instead of the juice from real lemons is because we want the acidity to be consistent. Usually the acidity in lemons varies from lemon to lemon, but it's really consistent if we use the bottled lemon juice. This is also going to intensify our flavors in the fruit and maintain a good color. I have washed my strawberries and I have cut them into quarters. This is going to make it a lot easier to mash once I put it in my pan. Okay, I'm ready to put my strawberries on a medium-high heat. Make sure we get all of them in there. Don't want to leave anybody out. Now I'm going to use my potato masher and I'm going to just mash these down. It might take a while. And we're going to keep mashing until it's an ooey gooey mess. Alright, so once you see that everything is mostly broken down, now is a good time to add our sugar and our lemon juice. So go ahead and add that now. So you're going to use 1 cup of sugar and 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. You don't have to use your potato masher anymore. Now you can just stir it. If you see that your jam is starting to foam a little bit, you can use a spoon and kind of skim the foam off of your jam. Now there's no reason to do that other than it just looks better. Alright, so I've been stirring my jam now for about 15 or 20 minutes. The color looks pretty good and I've been skimming the foam off as I go. Now it's time to temp my jam. So if you have one of these thermometers, go ahead and use it now. Okay, so what you're looking for in terms of temperature is anywhere from 208 degrees to 210. If you don't get there exactly, that's okay. We just want to get close enough. If the color looks good to you, then we can test the consistency of the jam using the plate test. Remember when I asked you to put that plate in the freezer? Here's where it comes into play. Okay, so you want to take a spoonful of jam, yum, and go ahead and put it on your plate, like so. Now you're going to put this in the freezer for 2 minutes. Okay, so it's been 2 minutes. I've taken my plate out of the freezer, and I'm going to run my finger right through the middle. If you see a clear line develop right through the middle, that means your jam is done. However, if it kind of comes back in on itself, maybe you need to cook your jam a little more. Okay, so my jam is now at the proper temperature, and I already tested its consistency using the plate test. So I'm ready to fill my jar. Before I do, I want to make sure my jar is heated because you don't want to put hot jam in a cold jar. So what I did was I just ran it through some hot water for about 2 minutes. Next, I'm going to use my wide mouth funnel, and I'm going to fill my jar very carefully because it's hot. Things are about to get messy, guys. Okay, my jam jar is filled with delicious jam. I don't want to close it up yet. I want it to get to room temperature before I close it up. So you're going to let it sit for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so until it reaches room temperature, and then you can put the lid on and stick it in the fridge. Now, these jams will last for a few weeks, all the way up to 2 months, but honestly, they're not going to last that long. Thank you everyone for joining me on my jam journey today. Again, these are 3 ingredients: strawberry, sugar, lemon juice, and some really simple materials that you can find at home. I hope you have a jammin' day.